Isang bulan na mo ron chumena matagni ko ni rongon ni bibo ngaro tagi ke misa po. Niya na isang bulan na sero ko ni sana. Churi kino na mo ron chumay.
Tuna sile.
Isang bulan oyo Mr. Ben.
Kela po.
Na magkikira ni bibo mataka mo ni chikira mo ron buka may nono kinadiwa na Bula FM.
Tuna sile.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. In this bulletin, 38 people rescued as an inter-island ship hits a reef in southern Laos waters. Registration of unemployed people at National Employment Centre hits 44,000. And a task force to resolve land disputes in Vaturu, Nandi. Thirty-eight passengers and crew on board the ship MV Ului Nambukelevu are sheltering at Waingori village on Oneata after they were rescued from the vessel. The ship ran aground on a reef in southern Laos waters last night. Eleanor Tarangai View with the story.
The MV Ului Nambukelevu was on its way to Oneata from Nayau village when it ran aground on the reef at the Oneata passage at about 9:30 p.m. The vessel's supercargo Ulayasi Ngukirewa told FBC News from Oneata their priority was the passengers' safety.
From that time after 9 to 11 o'clock, all the passengers, 38 passengers were evacuated, transferred from the main vessel to Waingori village.
Oneata villagers helped transfer the passengers and crew to land, and Ngukirewa says all 38 passengers on board are safe.
To the relatives and friends of all the passengers on board the MV Ului Nambukelevu, just want to assure you that all the passengers are safe and looking forward to return to Zua.
The owners of the vessel, Vanua Balesasa Transport Company, told FBC News this afternoon it is arranging for a tugboat to tow the vessel back to Suva. Arrangements are also being made to get the passengers to their destination. The acting CEO for Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji, John Tunindao, says they have received an unofficial report of the incident and will conduct an investigation. Eleanor Tarangai View, FBC News.
More than 44,000 unemployed young people and adults have been registered by the National Employment Centre. Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation Rosie Akbar revealed this at the post-2015 Development Agenda on Children and Youth in the Pacific workshop. Ali Kimbia has more.
The cumulative total of unemployment from 2010 to date stands at over 44,000, and the worrying trend is 80% of this total are young people.
Majority are university and tertiary institute graduates. The Ministry of Youth and Sports is revising and working on strategies and will continue to put in place strategies that will empower youths to venture into micro-enterprises, create their own entrepreneurial activities, and also develop their sporting abilities, as sport is now also a form of employment.
A major concern at the moment is youth migration and brain drain, as this will continue to affect the rate of unemployment, and the government is doing all it can to provide employment opportunities.
I've always sent a message across. They don't lose hope. There's a lot of opportunity. It's a matter of consulting with the right officers in the ministry. In the division, we have division youth officer. They should come to the office.
Meanwhile, the European Union says it is keen to work with the government to try and develop more opportunities for young people in terms of employment.
I'm very pleased that we now have a development cooperation program with Fiji which will take us up to 2020. That's focusing a lot of it on agriculture and on the sugar sector, on helping to make these industries more competitive in order to help to provide a lot of additional livelihoods for people. And I think that's going to result in a lot more employment opportunities.
The National Employment Centre says it will continue to work with various stakeholders to provide more opportunities and create more programs to further educate young people. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Fiji Cane Growers Association has lamented the poor turnout of cane farmers at the consultation for the review of the Master Award in Nandi today. Less than 30 people were present when our crew visited the venue of the consultations this morning. Akusita Tale reports.
The Fiji Cane Growers Association was quick to pick on the low turnout, saying there could be two reasons. Association General Secretary Balada says one reason could be people are no longer interested in the sugar industry or farmers don't want a review of the Master Award.
If there would have been a meeting called by stakeholders to discuss about the price of sugar and harvesting and cartage problem, this all would have been jam-packed.
Former politician Vyas Deo Sharma, who represented the National Farmers Union, says the removal of councillors in the Sugarcane Growers Council is unfair to farmers. Sharma says the councillors represented the farmers on the SCGC. The registrar of the Sugar Industry Tribunal and review team member Timothy Brown says the submissions from the growers have been very interesting.
But the big issue, I suppose, that people will say is the legality of the process. Now, what we're saying to them is this is not a review, it's a consultation. We've picked up a lot of issues today. It won't change the Master Award now, but as we pick up the issues and put it on the table, it's going to be for the legal people to say how can we go forward from here.
He says farmers talked about incentives and sugar proceeds. The consultations with the sugarcane farmers will continue this week. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum has come out strongly about parliamentary bodies having a separate standing committee. Said Qayyum says the committee should remain apolitical. Akusita Tale has more.
The parliamentary committees consist of parliamentarians who work together to investigate and consider issues on behalf of Parliament. They are able to meet with people, call for documents to assist them in their work and report their findings to Parliament. They can also make recommendations for changes to laws and administration. Attorney General and Minister for Anti-Corruption Ayaz Said Qayyum says the parliamentary committees must remain apolitical.
You need to have a particular level of understanding of the need to be completely apolitical when you're dealing with matters of corruption. So there's a particular level of political maturity that is required. You should not see the standing committee or members of the standing committee should not see as a mechanism of political point scoring.
Syed Qayyum told a UN Convention Against Corruption and the Global Organization of Parliamentarian Against Corruption workshop that at the moment political maturity does not exist in Fiji. He adds there are certain issues arising from one of the 6 standing committees on public accounts.
Some members of the committee are not actually sticking to, for example, the Auditor General's report, but going outside the ambit of the Auditor General's report. And that is, in fact, if you look at all standard conventions on public accounts committee work, that is outside the normal convention of what PAC is supposed to do.
However, the Public Accounts Committee chairman says they've been focusing on matters related to PAC and have never gone outside the ambit of the Auditor General's report. He adds they've been able to produce unanimous consolidated reports from 2007 to 2009, working with 3 government MPs.
He is commenting on the ability and the credibility of the members of the committee, which includes majority of the government members. And as chairman, I can tell you that the government members have remained focused on the issues in the Auditor General, and it is to their credit.
The Attorney General stressed that work should be focused on strengthening independent institutions like the Auditor General's Office and Fiji Independent Commission Against Corruption. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources will set up a task force to resolve land disputes in Vaturu Nandi. Landowners have been squabbling over ownership since Itauke land was used to build the Vaturu Dam. Edwin Nund reports.
We have the money, then we can go back and consult the land.
The petition was brought to Parliament on behalf of 14 landowning units or Matangali of Vaturu Nandi who haven't been able to settle ownership issues.
There's been conflict, a lot of conflict since 1979 when the dam was built. Until now, this committee, we had concurred that the Vaturu issue is still not yet over. It's still ongoing. So this committee, in our recommendation to Parliament, we will see that we will need to bring the Vaturu issues to a close.
The Itoke Land Trust Board informed the committee that it's been asking for a survey since 2004 as it's the only way of diffusing the long-standing conflicts. It also wants the government to buy out the land because the original landowners will never get it back.
Monosabu was acquired. So when the lease expires in the remaining term of the lease, we cannot revert the land back to the landowners when the lease expires. So the best way to address this is to compensate the landowners now.
The solution.
The TLTB has paid out $6 million in rent and premium for 4 government leases: the catchment area, the dam, the living quarters and the pipelines.
The non-confirmation of the boundaries is emanating in other issues, disputes, compensation, etc. So once we resolve the survey, then that will give the authorities clear position how to address other issues.
The Vaturu Dam is a critical utility supplying water to thousands of people from Momi in Nandi to Tendamu in Lotoka. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
5 victims received much-needed assistance from government. That and more after the break.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ। ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना।
Police Chief of Intelligence and Investigations ACP Henry Brown says an investigation into the rape of a 9-year-old girl in Akasi, Nausori a fortnight ago is continuing and no one has been arrested yet. Brown says individuals who have come forward with information about the rape are being interviewed by investigators. Speculation that a suspect has been identified and arrested is not true. Police are requesting for the media's understanding and cooperation in allowing the investigators to conduct their work and to avoid speculation about the progress made in the investigation. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence continued its public submissions on 8 international treaties. Committee Chairman Nethani Rika says the committee is working on the treaties simultaneously. Today's discussions focused on mobile satellite communications, in particular its use in search and rescue for air carriers and sea vessels. Fiji's ratification is expected to give them a voice in how advancing technology is used and, more importantly, how it can be adopted at a national level.
So far, there's 5 submissions have been received from Monday to today, and there are a couple more this afternoon. And the program goes to Friday, and we have another week ahead of us for submission. And so far, the 5 submissions, they all for ratification of all these 8 treaties.
Submittees included Telecom Fiji Limited, Daytech, both the mobile network service providers and the Telecommunications Authority of Fiji. The 5 families left homeless after a fire gutted their homes at Howell Road, Suva last week are starting to receive much-needed assistance. Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Rosie Akbar, presented bedding and other items to the families. Eleanor Tarangai View has the story.
Exactly a week after this inferno gutted their homes, members of this family are slowly putting their lives back together. A tent, along with bedding and eating utensils, have been provided by the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation.
Before this, we were staying under a tarpaulin shed which was just pulled up by us, but now the ministry and Madam Minister has provided us with a proper shelter, and we are really thankful to her for this.
68-year-old Sushil Mati has lived in Howell Road for more than 10 years. She just wants a proper place to live.
We want nothing much but just the government to help us rebuild our houses. We were outside for 8 days on the concrete, but we received tents today. And we now ask the government to help us ask the city council to remove the debris, as we have no place to put the burnt corrugated iron. That is all we pray for.
28-year-old Merseni Bengali was at work when the fire started. She lost everything in the blaze.
So my sister was inside the house that time, and so I was on my way. I saw the fire, the smoke. So I called my sister, and she said that our house was is on fire. So I told her to leave everything, don't worry about it, just save her life.
Bengali and the 5 other affected families also received $1,000 each from the ministry under the Fire Victims Relief Assistance Grant to help them rebuild their lives. Eleanor Turangayu, FBC News.
Hundreds of female artisans, farmers and small business entrepreneurs, particularly from rural areas, have gathered in Suva for the Central Division Craft Show. The show, which is the lead-up to the National Women's Expo in October, provides a platform for women to showcase their talents and their products. Shireen Lata has more.
More than 600 women from the Central Division have converged at the Suva foreshore for the craft show. The participants are from Naitasiri, Rewa, Benga, Namosi, Serua and Tailevu.
The event here today will provide an opportunity to the women present here to showcase their talents and make a mark in the October Women's Expo.
Women vendors are hoping to experience and learn new things at the craft show.
This is the third time I've been participating for the expo.
That is provided for you this morning. Thank you very much.
To learn, to see and learn.
We had experienced a lot of things this morning. It touches the woman's heart.
Others wish to take back some skills when they return home.
We bring our mat that everyone knows in Serua. It's called the round record.
This is the first time we are taking part in it, and we are expecting to have some more of this type of occasions, so we can get benefit from it.
We want to gain more knowledge.
The craft show is organized by the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation. Participants will be judged by the Fiji Arts Council, and winners will get a chance to take part in the October Expo as well as receive training opportunities overseas. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Sports now, here's Jamie with the very latest.
Nakataki, and good evening. Coming up, an update from the Flying Fijians preparing for its PNC match against Samoa. And great news for netball fans. You have the chance to watch the Netball World Cup next month live from the comfort of your homes. Details after the break.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker. Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark. Even got that homebrew.
Leading sports tonight, the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation has secured the rights to show the World Netball Championships live. The tournament starts on August 7th in Sydney, Australia, and FBC TV will air 13 matches in total. This includes all of Fiji's games, the semi-finals and the final. The announcement by FBC TV to air the World Championships follows in the trend set by the broadcaster in recent time, showing top-class netball such as the Constellation Cup and the ANZ Championships. FBC Chief Executive Riaz Said Qayyum says this is another effort by the company to ensure all Fijians get a chance to witness top-class sports free of charge.
We're very proud of the fact that we're able to take netball for the first time, the Netball World Cup for the first time, to places that have never seen World Cup netball before. And through this process, hopefully, there's some hidden talent in other parts of the country that have not been exposed to World Cup or this level of netball before. And it'll encourage some young people in those areas to take up netball, and they could become the future of netball.
The Fiji Pearls play Wales in its first match on August 7th at 11:50 a.m. The Vodafone Flying Fijians have settled in well in the USA ahead of its match against Samoa at the end of the week. The team arrived in Sacramento yesterday and are back in the gym preparing for its second PNC match this Saturday. After their first round of matches, Fiji is second to Japan on the overall points table with 4 points. Japan also has 4 points but with a better points differential. Samoa is in third also with 4 points. Meanwhile, coach John McKee is expected to name his starting team tomorrow. Flying Fijians captain Akapusingera says he expects the match against Samoa to be a typical island battle. With a long-standing rivalry between the two island nations, the skipper expects both sides to come out firing from kickoff. He adds the Flying Fijians will be a better outfit this Saturday, having just played 2 tough games in as many weeks.
It's going to be a good game against our rivals Samoa. We've played 2 games already, and the coaches have roughly got their combinations, and a game against Samoa will be a major step up from the 2 games that we played, and we're looking forward to this match this Friday.
Fiji meets Samoa at Bonnefeld Stadium, Sacramento at 12 p.m. Saturday. Rugby League legend Petero Divonideva has set up a foundation under his name to promote sport as well as create awareness on NCDs in Fiji. The former Fiji Mbati captain is currently in the country doing work for the foundation and caught up with FBC's Rohit Deo earlier today.
He is the face of rugby league in Fiji, and although Petero Divonideva may have hung his boots, his love for sports cannot be taken away from him. His foundation will try and help people prevent themselves from non-communicable diseases.
Power of sport to empower and enrich the lives of young people. We've got a real strong focus on diabetes education. Obviously NCDs is a huge issue here in Fiji, so we want to get to our young people, talk to them about their diets, they're leading a healthy lifestyle.
Divonideva's campaign received a major boost, with Esco Motors donating $15,000 to help organize the fun run in November. He will also be the new ambassador for Toyota in the country. Commenting on rugby league, Divonideva says the future of the sport looks bright in the country.
I think, with the NRL's presence, with our New South Wales Cup Rugby League team bid, Fiji bid, and the FNRL, working all together, I think we're going to have a really strong presence of rugby league here in Fiji.
With a great intention in mind, the former Brisbane Broncos star has started a journey which could lead to the discovery of many sports stars. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Battle of the Giants trophy has eluded Nandi football for 18 years now. This year, the Jacks Nandi side is putting in all that it can to ensure its fans don't have to wait any longer. And while Nandi wants all its players up to par before the competition, there's one player the team is banking on to create some magic. Josephine Navula has the details.
The Babu lad from Nandranga has set its sights on helping Nandi add the Battle of the Giants title to their cabinet.
So this week we are going to attend the training for this BOG. So after a long time we didn't have to win this BOG. So our preparation for this BOG is our only fitness test this week, because this is last week. For next week we start with the BOG.
Tiko Maimereke knows the competition will not be easy.
We have a pool, the tough teams in our pool, so we don't know how our preparation is coming on this week. So because a lot of teams, their preparation are good too. So
the Jet Setters last won the BOG title in 1996. Nandi football president Navnida Gaundar says the team has the right combination of players and they are confident of breaking the drought.
We'll maintain the same team we played in the league and the Fiji Fact. The same players are there, and it's upon the coaches to field the best team.
Nandi is in Pool B with Lautoka, Suva and Tailevu Naitasiri and plays Suva in its first match on Friday next week in Nausori. Josephine Navula,
FBC Sports.
And that was your sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Housing Authority of Fiji has awarded an $8.5 million contract to Non-Civil Contracting Limited to develop Matavoli Stage 2 in Nandi. A total of 420 new lots will be developed at the site, and the first 250 lots are expected to be ready by the end of the year. The remaining 170 lots will be ready next year. Housing Authority's Chief Executive Joshua Wycliffe says the contract signing is a significant event and illustrates the authority's commitment to realizing its vision of helping Fijians own affordable homes. Cloudy periods with some showers were experienced over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, mainly fine weather prevailed. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving over Tuvalu. Meanwhile, a broad southeasterly wind flow prevails over most southwest Pacific Island countries. Temperatures ranged in the mid-20s around the major centers today. Lambasa and Nandi recorded 28 degrees Celsius, while Suva and Savu were 25 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast is for cloudy periods with some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, mainly fine, cool nights, moderate to fresh southeast winds. And the further outlook for Friday, some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, fine, cool at night. And the main points again. 38 passengers and crew on board the ship MV Ului Nambukelevu are sheltering at Waingori village on Oneata after they were rescued from the vessel. More than 44,000 unemployed young people and adults have been registered by the National Employment Center, and Police Chief of Intelligence and Investigations ACP Henry Brown says an investigation into the rape of a 9-year-old girl in Nakasi Nausori a fortnight ago is continuing and no one has been arrested yet. Now to this week's poll question. We're asking, should there be a sex offenders registry? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulabanaga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics, right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.